There's Hoddle. Oh, smashing! Oh, that's a brilliant goal!
Beaten in the air by Jones. Armstrong's coming in there. Oh, a tremendous goal by Hoddle. 1-0 to Tottenham.
And Hoddle strikes one. Oh, a beautiful goal.
Hoddle with a beautiful piece of skill. What a magnificent goal by Glen Hoddle.
Yes, Diamond Lights balanced up, as we do, with some magnificent goals from the one and only Glen Hoddle. Played nearly 500 times for his boyhood club Tottenham, as well as Chelsea, Manning's both of those English football giants, and also his country, England. It's a very good morning, Glenn. How are you this morning?
Hi, Glenn.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Can you still reach those notes, Glenn? Just a matter of interest.
Not this early in the morning now.
Do you know, Glenn, I'll never forget, at 6:10, a Bee Gees number come on a few months ago, and Ali started to try and sing it at 10 past, trying to get up with the Barry Gibb number at 6:10 in the morning. Oh, dear. Oh, mate.
Oh, dear. Glenn, we're moving swiftly on to yesterday's North London derby. What did you make? What did you expect, first of all, and what did you make of it?
Well, I think what I've made of it, really, on reflection, is that I think Arsenal at the moment are ticking all the boxes, I've got to say. Defensively, attacking-wise, set plays, attacking and defending. They're ticking all the boxes. They really are. They're a very strong side now. I mean, I felt as if, that they had two massive players out, and that was going to be the big question mark. Could they go across to Tottenham and get a result? They did. And they did it in a way that I think was pragmatic. I think if you think about the way Arsenal approached that, it's slightly different. I think the fullbacks didn't get forward at all. They kept their back four intact. Yep. They're a very good defensive unit. They had the two in midfield that were solid, and the rest go and play. Yeah. And see what we can do in the last third. So the balance of their game, there'll be other games when they'll go a little bit more gung-ho and a bit more attacking. Of course there will. But I think for some of these games, they did it at City last year away. They were very solid. City couldn't get through them. They're growing, from the Tottenham point of view. Unfortunately, they're growing as a team and as a unit. Whether they're going to eclipse Man City, who knows? Who knows? I mean, City is still the team to beat. But I was very impressed with every aspect of the game, really. They're solid. They're so strong now. And they'll feel as if they will, be able to push City right to the very, very end.
Yeah. Glenn, what could Ange have done, do you think, to change the dynamic of what we witnessed yesterday? Was there anything in particular you think you'd like to have seen?
Well, I just think that the inverted fullbacks, worked last year to a certain degree. But I look at Tottenham now, unless they've got some very good players, but they haven't really, if Son's on fire, they haven't got an X-factor player at the moment. And I feel as if, like, the inverted fullbacks, people have sussed that out a little bit. They need width. They can out-possession most teams, Probably only Man City. They proved, and I think Arsenal knew that they could out-possession them, but they banked in and they made it very difficult to break them down. I think what frustrates me is, unless you've got a De Bruyne or a David Silva at his very best, or people that can open and unlock a door, it's very difficult. They're going through the eye of a needle. They've got so many in the centre of the pitch. It's nigh on impossible to get through that centre. They need that width. They need to look at a different style to actually open teams up, because as soon as teams bank against them, if they go 1-0 up in games like they did at home to Everton, you bring the team comes on, they can counter as well. And I think they look better when they're actually shifting the ball quickly on the counter. But there's a lot, that's really where I feel that the next step needs to go. They haven't got enough quality in the last third. They get in some wonderful positions, but they're not. Their crossing was abysmal yesterday.
Glenn, could James Maddison be that link you're talking about? I mean, I'm not going to start comparing it with De Bruyne and people like that, and as you mentioned, Silva in the middle of the park, but could Maddison have the potential to be that link, if you like?
Yeah, Ali, he's got the ability. I mean, yesterday they had to withdraw him a little bit. Kulusevski played in that position a little bit more advanced. But to be honest, Ali, at the moment, if I'm playing number 10, if you're a number 10 and you're a creative player, I'm looking round me and I've got so many bodies in there. There's no space in there because the two inverted at the same time. I don't think the two inverted fullbacks work so well when they both go in there together. It just absolutely... it's like Piccadilly Circus in the centre of that midfield at times, in the area. the width comes from some wide men at times. These wide men, if they're going past their fullbacks and getting great crosses in or coming in and getting shots, fine. But they're struggling. They need movement off them. Once the Spurs go wide, there's not enough movement. You see this happen with City. They make these lovely little blindside runs into the penalty area, and they use them, or they use the run and they come in and use the space that they create. None of that's happening at Tottenham in the last third when they're playing against a side that are banking in, And I think that a big problem as well at the moment, and you've got to look at it as I think your goalkeeper on corners, everyone knows now that he's got a problem.
Yeah.
His intent is to go backwards rather than say, I'm going to show everyone, that I'm going to come and punch this. I'm going to clear all the danger for any ball that's in that 6-yard box. But, that's a slight problem that they've got to really work hard at to improve.
Yeah. And Ange just said, Glenn, that he said that he's quite bullish about it, that he can bring some silverware to Spurs in his second season. From what I've seen so far, things have got to change pretty quickly at the top of the field. I thought Son was a bit disappointing yesterday. Gradually came deeper and deeper. Couldn't quite affect the game, as you say. Nobody seemed to be able to find that little bit of room or that little bit of space to take full advantage of it.
No, that's right. I mean, it's very tight for any player. I mean, that's the problem. And if it's tight, like if you look at Spurs, I did the game, I covered the game, and the day, I'm just looking off the ball. Anyone in possession in that last third, when Arsenal were banked in, I'm looking at white shirts. Where's their movement? No one was moving. There's no movement off the ball, and you have to have that. That's where City are one of the best at it. They control the best possession of the ball, like Spurs can do with teams, but their movement in the last third is right up there, better than anyone. So people are prepared to make runs off the ball so that they create space or they get the ball. And, that's something Spurs have got to really look at if they're going to go to another level and maybe win things. I saw the interview. I felt Ange, understandably, you're coming out of the North London derby, you're down emotionally, you've had a word with the players. He was a bit prickly and he got thrown the question. And, I think looking back, if he had his time again, I'm not sure he would have answered it quite like he did. But that happens as a manager, and that's something that's very, as an ex-manager myself, that was always the difficult one. Coming out after you've lost a big game, and you know that there's going to be a curveball, and you've got to.
Yeah,
happens, mate. Listen, Glenn, great to see you last week, mate, and thanks very much for your time this morning.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.